To create a successful reference list in the APA 7th style, first of all you will need to ensure that all of your entries are listed alphabetically, as we note from the examples here from A through to R. You will also notice that the first line of the reference is not indented, but subsequent lines are, and that is simply to ensure that the author's names are easily identifiable, and you would employ that for each and every reference on your reference list. So how do you create that indent for your reference list? Well, very simply, you can place your cursor at the beginning of the entry for your reference list, and using your keyboard press Ctrl and T, and that will create the indent for you. Another option to do that is simply again to place your cursor at the beginning of the entry, right click using your mouse, select paragraph, and then looking at the indentation option under special and using the drop down box, select hanging. And the APA standard is to set it to 1/2 inch or 1.27 centimeters. I'm then going to click on OK, and it will create that indent for me. But perhaps the simplest option is to press Ctrl and T on your keyboard to automatically create an indent for your reference. Now let's take a look at the individual reference entries now, and you will see that the author's and the editor's names are inverted. So the last name goes first when we're entering that information, and then that is followed by the initials, and full stops are used after each of the author initials, and spaces are inserted between initials. You'll also note that full stops are used after corporate names, and where there is an editor or editors, you can use the abbreviation ed, ed, or eds, eds respectively in round brackets, as we have done in this example here. You'll also note that the punctuation ampersand or and is used before the last name instead of and written out in full in the reference list. Now sometimes when you are referencing you will have a lot of authors, and for APA 7th for your reference list you can give all authors up to 20, with the last author name preceded by an ampersand. But when you have more than 20 authors you should list the first 19, then use an ellipsis as shown in the example here, and list the name of the last author of the work. No ampersand is required here. When indicating the year of publications you must include that in brackets followed by a full stop. For example 2022 in brackets and then full stop. The titles of sources are italicized. For a book, only the first letter of the first word of the title and subtitle, if there is one, and any proper nouns are capitalized, and full stops are inserted after book titles. Titles of articles within journals or chapters within books are not enclosed in quotation marks, and for journal titles, each major word of the title is capitalized followed by a comma. Edition is abbreviated to ED and enclosed in round brackets with a full stop after the brackets. And with the exception of first editions, edition number is included after the title in round brackets, but note that there is no full stop after the title before the round brackets.